Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Caitlin from Caitlin Plans, and today I'm going to be making my December 2021 monthly spread. It's been a while since I did a monthly spread on this channel, but I was planning on doing my currently page as a video, and then I kind of messed up on the currently page. This is how it turned out. I don't know how I feel about it, so I'm scrapping that video and I'm filming this one instead. The stickers I have for today are this one from Alicia Michelle, so it's called Let's Get Lit, and it's kind of like Christmas lights. And then I'm pairing it with the Merry and Bright sticker book because I think some of the tones really overlap with the colors that she's using in this sheet. Additionally, I'm just going to plan out the entire month. Like, we're starting with like the before the pen, and then I'm going to add the pen in. So this is a start to finish progress video because December is crazy for me, and trying to like remember where everything goes with like just the stickers on the page. Not sure if that's going to happen. So I'm going to work through this from start to finish, and you can get a little glimpse at what my planning process looks like as I'm planning a monthly spread. So I'm going to go ahead, pop this off the discs, and get started on it. So on months where I don't have a whole lot going on, I'll just use sticky notes to kind of keep track of things ahead of time. Like, I know I have a dentist appointment in December, so I had a sticky note on that. But December gets really busy, so I decided to transfer all of my commitments into this like scrap sheet of paper where I just listed out all of the numbered days for December and then put in what was happening on those days. So as you can see, there's a lot of really important stuff to keep track of in December. December is always really hard for me, especially as a student, because it's like final papers, final presentations, there's grading that needs to get done, and it's also the holiday season, which is stressful for everyone. So I love the holidays, but also December is just like so draining for me that having a monthly spread where everything is kind of neatly mapped out and I can like get an idea of what's going on ahead of time, that definitely helps me. I was thinking something like this, the Oh What Fun, but I also saw another sticker in here that had some polka dots that I liked. This is a book from last year, and it is kind of like Christmassy themed, but I think there's a lot of like just like generic holiday stuff in here as well. I love this one that says Oh What Fun. I think the colors match up so perfectly with the lettering on this sheet. So I want to get this one into the sidebar with some of these lights. I don't really use the sidebar when I'm planning on like a monthly spread. Some days I'm like, oh, I'm going to use it for like top 3 priorities for the month, and then it never happens. I never write anything out in the sidebar, so I might as well just make it decorative, because who am I kidding? I'm not going to plan in the sidebar. So this one is perfectly shaped for a corner, so I'm going to place that one down here. And then my Oh What Fun box. Do I have anything on the 26th? I need to know that before I overlap the 26th. No, I don't. So this one is going to go right here. The 26th is Kwanzaa, but I don't celebrate Kwanzaa, so I don't really need to know the number. I'm going to leave the script that says Kwanzaa begins, because it's nice to know that for like my friends who celebrate Kwanzaa, but I think this is a nice little layered corner. There's some nice little quotes on here, but I don't want to put too many quotes over here because this already has a quote on it. I love this. Christmas is too sparkly, said no one ever. I think the holiday lights are just the perfect touch for this spread. Like, I need a little bit of holiday spirit right now, and one of my favorite winter activities is driving around and looking at everyone's Christmas lights. I live in an area where people really like to go all out with the decorating. That's just like the way it's always been. So every year we drive around and we look at all the different lights. Love this door sticker. It reminds me of the ones from Eau Claire's Creations that I recently got, but I don't know if that's going to seem a little too out of place. Okay, so now I'm realizing that the 2 boxes that I had thought I was going to use, they both say Oh What Fun. So I don't think I want to use them both in this spread, but it's not the end of the world. Like this washi tape, and I'm going to use that on the days where like there's not actually December days. So this is still a continuation of November. So I'm just placing this along the bottom of them, and I'll need my X-Acto knife to trim that up. For some reason, it doesn't want to stay on the page, but maybe if I layer it with something else, it'll stick a little bit better. These are stickers that I haven't placed anywhere, so I don't know why they would be curling up like that. Maybe it's the texture of this, like half of it, because this is more like a cardstock texture because it is the divider for the month. And then I will do the same thing over here on that one last day that's lead over into January. So I'm just going to take a little bit more of this. And I like it when it works out like this, where I can do a strip up here and a strip down here, because I think it makes it look more balanced than just having it on one half of the spread. So that's looking good so far. Because this was starting to peel up, I'm going to stick another sticker over it, and I'm going to go with one of these quotes. I'm going to go with this one that says, "My favorite color is Christmas lights." And that's just going to go right up here where it was like starting to kind of come up off of the page. Do I want more lights over here? Maybe. I'm going to use this tiny little cluster of just the bulbs and place that over here by the quote. And then like this corner, I want it to kind of be opposite of what I did down here in the sidebar. So let's see. I'm thinking like up here on Saturday the 4th, just double checking, nothing on Saturday the 4th. So this can go up here. Could even pair it with a quote if I really wanted to. This ho 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 is a nice size, and it's not going to be super distracting because the other quotes are pretty large. So I'll do that one right there. Going back into the Merry and Bright sticker book, I'm going to pull some monthly boxes to start marking out the important stuff. So I'm looking over my list, and I really want to use these boxes to place on the days where I have final papers due. So the first one that I have is the 12th, which is a Sunday apparently. I was not expecting a paper due on a Sunday, but that's fine. I will get over that. The next one is due on the 14th. The class that I TA for does have a final paper that's due on the 13th, but since it's not my paper, I'm not going to fill that in with a box. I'm just going to write it directly on the page. I do want to keep track of when it is due, in case I have questions from students about like, when is the paper due? But also as kind of like keeping in the back of my mind that grading will need to start getting done after they start turning those things in. And then the last paper I have due is on the 17th, which is apparently Wright Brothers Day. I don't know if I need to like include that in my planner, but if it fits around the box, it fits around the box. This is the Out for Adventure teacher planner, so they have a lot more holidays listed than the regular planner, like International Volunteer Day, Human Rights Day, like Bill of Rights Day. So that's kind of one of the nice things about the teacher planner, is that it does include a lot more holidays on the monthlies, but on the other hand, if you don't like the holidays, you have to white out a lot more of them. Next, I'm taking these boxes. I'm just going to go through so many boxes in this video, it's not even funny. But I have a final presentation on the 7th, so this one's going to go here. Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day as well. And then I have another final presentation that's going to be taking place on Thursday. So I'm placing another box on Thursday. And then the 10th, oh gosh. I have mini quiche in the oven, and I'm like worried that they're going to burn. I'll be back in a minute. The quiche are fine, worry not. But as I was saying, the 10th is a big deadline for me because the deposit date for a thesis to graduate in this semester is on the 10th. So I want to turn my thesis in because you may have been, if you've been around for a while, you know how long this has been kind of dragging out with the whole thesis thing. I'm going to use this box with the stars on it to indicate that, and the stars being the most important thing that is due all month, my thesis. Because I was supposed to graduate last spring, and it's been pushed back through the summer and now through the fall semester. But I think I'm at a pretty good point. So fingers crossed, thesis gets turned in on the 10th. I'm going to use this string of Christmas lights, and I'm going to place it right here because this is going to be a really hectic week, so I don't want to schedule anything for like the 8th. I just want to keep it nice and pretty. So that looks pretty good to me. Christmas is too sparkly, said no one ever. I do want to make sure this gets in because it's my favorite quote on the sheet. And I want to put it around Christmas. So probably like right here. Like, that makes sense. Yeah, it's covering up some things, but that's fine. They don't have the last night of Hanukkah marked, so I might need to mark that myself because it runs through like that Sunday. I think it's that Sunday. My timing is off this year, but that's kind of what I've got for that. I have to submit final grades for the class I TA on the 23rd, and that is a deadline I cannot miss. So pulling some of these smaller boxes, because there's not like a whole lot of writing that needs to be done for that, I'm going to place that on the 23rd. My anniversary with my boyfriend is on the 28th, and I'm going to be honest, I had to scroll through my after the pen photos on my planner Instagram to figure out when I had it marked from last year, because I'm not good with dates. I just forget birthdays, I forget holidays. It's surprising for someone who has so many planners that I am so bad at remembering dates, but I had to look that up. I have a dentist appointment on the 21st, so this one's gonna go there. I guess my Tuesdays for December are all accounted for at this point. Taking another one of these for my December sticker release, which is going to be happening on the 6th at 11 a.m. Central Time. It's more generic winter stuff. There's a New Year's Eve sticker sheet, some florals, just a lot of fun wintry stuff. So December sticker release is going there. I don't necessarily need to mark that my class isn't meeting on this Tuesday, but it was a change of plans from what I had originally intended. We just moved some things around, so I think I'm going to mark it anyway so I remember not to go to campus that day. Save some gas money, save some money in parking, I guess. This is looking pretty good so far. Very pleased with this. To go back to the rest of these quotes, I do want to make sure these get into the spread. So I'm taking Merry and Bright, and I think I'm just going to layer it over this one. Could be kind of fun. There is like a little cutout in this quote. So it is kind of fun to have that like polka dot pattern showing through. I think that's fine. Worst case scenario, I could use the other sticker scrap and just fill it in if I wanted it to be like a full sticker, but I don't mind that. And then the last one I have is Let's Get Lit, and I'm trying to figure out the best placement for this. Maybe somewhere in the middle. Let's Get Lit for Bill of Rights Day. Like, I don't hate that idea, but it also, like, could fit nicely here. Could do it, like, up in this area, or, like, even down here with my dentist appointment. Okay, we're gonna do that. Dentist appointment. Let's get lit. I think I have all of the boxes that I wanted in place, so I'm gonna do some more decor around them. I'm taking this little pile of presents, and I'm gonna put that around the quote down here to fill up this blank space. And I can even do like a different stack of them to the left of the quote. I don't know if I need to like mark New Year's Eve. It's already marked. So a bunch of little presents down there. Can take another stack of them to go over in the sidebar around this My Favorite Color is Christmas Lights quote. I don't know if I don't know about the placement of that. Just gonna leave it for now. I did want to make sure the presents got in there because I used some boxes that had presents on them, so bringing that motif throughout the spread seemed like it would be a good idea. And then I have a few of these star stickers, not star stickers, snowflake stickers that I thought I could kind of build up some of these clusters with. I'm avoiding the red. I don't really want to use red in this spread. I'm going for like a more like green and blue color palette. So really trying to like be intentional about which snowflakes I'm pulling. Put this one here. And there is another sheet of these somewhere in the book because I was using this when I was making that December currently page. Okay, we have one green one left. Not a lot of them, but it'll make do. So I could put it down here. I could put it like up here with the ho ho ho, which I think is cute. This feels a little bit of it like an afterthought, so I can move that to somewhere where it makes more sense, like around the Christmas quote. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. So we have some snowflakes. I feel like this lime green color really isn't making an appearance in a lot of places, so I'm taking this box with the mistletoe and I'm going to put that in the sidebar. I don't know what's going to go in that box yet, but I will figure that out once I start writing. So that's just going to go there. It blends in with the sidebar. I forgot that the sidebar is also that same dot grid pattern, but I don't hate it. Bringing that green over there feels right. So I think this is a good basis for what I'm working with, like commitment-wise. Now I'm going to start filling things in. I'll be using a Papermate Flare pen in a medium tip, and then I'm using my notes that I took on that Happy Planner filler paper so that I get everything accounted for. So on the 6th is my December sticker release, so I'm just going to write that out pretty clearly. I don't know how many sticker sheets I'll be releasing at this point because I'm still working through them as I film this video. I made 2 more tonight, so we have at least 2. So I'm just writing December sticker release, and then I want to find like a colored marker to like write the time underneath it. I have a bunch of those zebra click art pens that I could pull in potentially, but I will look through my marker stash and decide. I grabbed this one that's like a teal blue. I think it'll really highlight some of the blue tones that I'm planning with already. Just putting a little @ symbol, and then I'll mark the time. So December sticker release is going to be happening at 11 a.m. Central Time, which is when I typically tend to do sticker releases. But I'm just writing 11 a.m. I don't need to write Central Time because I'm in Central Time. That makes sense. Next thing that's on the docket, final presentation for this class. And I am writing a paper about Miriam Shapiro and her fromages. I did a paper on the same topic last semester, but this is like a different theoretical approach to that. And I'm just trying to spell the words right while talking out loud. Presentation is a very long word, so it's just gonna go outside of the box. It's fine. I don't really care. What day is this? The 12th. Okay. Final paper. So the final paper for that presentation will be due here. I don't know a time off the top of my head, but I'll leave some room to write that in once I figure out when it's actually due. Final paper due, and then I'll just put a little @ symbol there for now. To keep myself organized, I'm also going to start checking things off over here. So we've got sticker release, we have final presentation, and we have this final paper. On the 13th, my students will have their final papers due, so I'm just going to use this blue pen again to write directly on the page. They're just doing like a reflection of the semester, so it shouldn't be anything like too intense, but I do have 40 of them to grade, so it will take a bit of time to get through them. It's just a matter of like prioritizing my own papers before I even touch grading. And I know these are due at 5 o'clock, so I'm going to write that out as well. I did the stylized numbers up here, and I'm not doing them anywhere else, but I don't care. I just need the functionality of this. And then I have another paper that's due on the 14th, and this one I'm writing about like colonial embroidery samplers. I haven't really talked a lot about the final papers that I've been working on my channel so far this year, but I think you can kind of expect the same kind of themes from me each time I do final papers, because I really am working in a really specific niche where I'm dealing with primarily contemporary feminist craft, but more so like any kind of fiber art in general. Okay, so 5:15, final paper due, and then I'll leave a place where I can mark what time it's due at. Checking this one off, and then let's see, 21st, that is a dentist appointment. I really do not like going to the dentist. I don't think anyone likes going to the dentist. I don't even think dentists like going to the dentists. Okay, so I imagine, this is tangential. I imagine if you're a dentist, you have to have someone else do your dental work. You can't do it on yourself. You can't fix your own teeth. That feels like a lot of issues waiting to happen. So I don't know, like, I want to know who the dentist is that the other dentists go to, because obviously that's probably like the best dentist out there, if dentists trust them enough with their own teeth. Let's see, I actually do really like my dentist. And if you want to know a fun fact about my dentist, he used to be a jouster at medieval times before he went to dental school. This is my anniversary, so I'm trying to like think of something like fancy to like do with the blue pen, but I got nothing. So I'm just gonna write second anniversary. And anniversary is one of those words that I cannot spell, so I'm copying it from my other sheet and hoping that I spelled it right over there. Second anniversary. I'll stick a little heart in there. There we go. I feel like the spacing's a little weird, so I'm gonna include with Nick, even though I don't really need that reminder. And I don't know how he'll feel seeing that I needed that reminder that it's an anniversary with him, but I think that's fine. Okay, so this is looking pretty good over here. I think I got all of those things. Swapping over to the other side of the spread. Class is not meeting on this day. I just have a work day, which, you know, that's nice because we're coming right off of winter break, and I could use an extra day of break. So just not meeting today, and I'll be sure, because I have it here in the monthly, to transfer it over into the weekly spreads when I'm doing those plan with me's. So this is a nice little reminder. I oftentimes forget to actually fill out the monthly spread. I just like put the stickers in and I'm like, okay, I remember because there's a box there, but I don't oftentimes like fill them out. So this month is a little bit of an anomaly in that way, but I have a lot going on, so I will forget things if I don't write them down. Then the presentation for that class is going to be on the 9th. That embroidery sampler paper. And these are like 20-minute presentations where you're just kind of reading from your paper. I've done enough of them at this point where I'm not like super nervous, but there is work required ahead of time to make sure everything goes smoothly. So Thanksgiving break will totally be like work time to catch up on like getting the papers ready, getting the presentations ready, like slideshows, all that fun stuff. Thesis deposit, so I'm going to use that blue pen. It's kind of a similar color to the black marker, so it doesn't stand out as much as I would have hoped, but I still think it's worth it, especially because I already used it on the other half of the spread, so not using it on this half of the spread would be a little wonky. And thesis deposit, what am I putting in the last line? Whatever time it's due at. So I'll just put a little @ sign for that once I figure out when it's actually due. In theory, I'll have it submitted before the like last minute, so I won't need to have a time per se, but it is helpful to like know like when all of these things are actually due. Then I have another final paper due on the 17th, and I still haven't decided what my topic is for this, so by the time that the due date rolls around, I hope I have an idea, and I hope I have a paper written. It feels a little weird to write like final paper on a box with presents, because final papers are not a present. Maybe to my professor, the submission of like all these final papers, they're kind of like gifts, gifts that you have to grade. Okay, don't know the time, so just including that. I get paid on the 16th, so I'm just gonna write that directly on the page using this. Which, always nice to have a payday prior to the holiday season. I didn't really make that look pretty, but it's fine. It is what it is. I might actually cover it up and put like a colorful box there to mark payday. So just something like this green one that's coming out of that same sticker book, and then I'm just gonna rewrite it on top of the box. We only get paid once a month on our TA stipends, so it is certainly an occasion to celebrate my once a month payday. And then like the other jobs I work, they pay like every other week, so I'm not like waiting around for the 16th every month, but it is certainly the highlight of my month. The 23rd, we have final grades due. I don't know what time, but I want to have them submitted ahead of time anyway. Final grades due. The spacing on that is a little wonky, but I give up. Christmas is on the 25th, and then New Year's Eve. I'll know when Christmas is. That's always the 25th. What am I doing with the sidebar over here? I was thinking at one point maybe I'd just make a list of all of the assignments that need to get turned in so I can check them off as I go through the month. So while they are assigned to specific days, it might be helpful to have a checklist involved where I can like keep track of what's been submitted so far. Because I'm not really dealing with that like in the body of the spread. I'm not really like saying, okay, I turned this in. So maybe like a checklist over here would be useful, just for like the complete picture of December. I am pulling one of these checklists out of that Merry and Bright sticker book, and I'm just gonna layer it with the box that I already placed over here. And this is gonna be papers when they get submitted. So I'm gonna go through my classes and just write them out in the order that they're due. So like 541 final paper. I'm not doing the presentations over here, just the papers. Then the next one I have is 515. And then the last one I have is my history class. And I should have put my thesis on here too, which is the first of all the papers, but I'll put it at the end. So many papers, so little time. So I'm just gonna write thesis here at the bottom of the list, and then I will check these off as I work through them. This is just gonna say papers. It needs a little extra something, so I have this gold and white striped washi tape, and I'm just gonna layer this with the blue, like, it's not washi, it's just like a washi sticker kind of thing. I'm putting some touches of this in, and I think that'll kind of make it look a little bit more cohesive. I know I said I wanted to take Kwanzaa here, but visually this looks best. So I'm gonna do this one right here. Oh, that's a good looking page. I'm gonna put a little bit over here by the Let's Get Lit quote. Same day that my 515 paper is due. Flipping to the other half of the spread. I'm gonna use some up in this cluster as well, because I have like the lights and the quote. Why not some washi? And then a little bit down here as well. So I'm covering up where it says New Year's Eve, but that's fine. I know when New Year's Eve is. 5 touches of that, a nice odd number. I like that. Feels a little empty right here, but again, it's a monthly spread. Like, it is what it is because it's functional. It's gonna help me get through December, and that is the only priority on my mind right now, is getting through December. I'm feeling happy with this, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this back onto the discs. here it is all set up on the discs. I think it looks great with the gold metal discs because there's some gold foiling in the washi tapes. It is going to be a busy month, that is for sure, and I appreciate doing this video on camera because I just needed to like work through everything, and this is the motivation I needed to get the December monthly spread made and filled in at the same time. And you know, I hope it gave you some insight onto how I keep track of everything, especially because I do have a pretty hectic life, all things considered. So this is how I kind of try to manage my time with like lists and post-it notes, but making a nice finalized spread and kind of translating all of those commitments into the spread feels productive. And I think this is the kick I needed to like actually start doing work on all of these various projects, because I'm seeing them on the pages and it's looking a little overwhelming, so I gotta get working. So I hope this was useful, entertaining, all of those fun words. I love the stickers from Alicia Michelle. I will leave a link to those down below, and then the Happy Planner book is just the Merry and Bright book from last year. I don't know if they're selling it anymore. I don't think they are. But they do have another Christmas book out that's very similar, so I'm sure you'd be able to find some of the same designs in that newer Christmas book if you really wanted to go searching for it. If you like this video, hit that like button down below. You can also subscribe to my channel for more fun planner-related content, and follow me on Instagram at Caitlin Plans, where I share after the pen photos as well as photos of spreads that did not get videos. Thanks for watching, and happy planning!